Hello sports fans, this is Anthony with BBSN and we are back as promised with a full fight of Glory Days Boxing. And this is a project, if you did not see the introduction video, a project that I've been working on for close to a year now, a tabletop boxing game. And to get an idea of how the game works, and I'll obviously give reminders about mechanics as I go through this, but look at the introduction video either prior to watching this or after you watch this, and it goes into a little bit more detail about the ratings, mechanics, etc. One thing I did want to clarify from the introduction video was in regards to the chin ratings. The chin ratings, 5 if there's a potential knockdown chance by your opponent. 5 is the actual knockdown chance. And then if it's between 6 and 9 in the case of Jack Johnson, or 5 and 8 in the case of Mike Tyson, he is hurt, not knocked down, but hurt. And then if there's a second knockdown chance in the same round, you would revert to the column on the right where there's a chance of 1 to 7 for a knockdown, and 8 to 12 that the fighter is hurt. And this column is also used once the fighter runs out of stamina. So, and it would be used for all checks in that case. And then the power ratings as mentioned, 4 for the initial knockdown chance, and 6 if the opponent has been down in the round already or is currently hurt. And then again, this is the adjustment to the power ratings after the fighter has run out of stamina. So just housekeeping, clarify those 2 points. I have to go back to the to Office Max and get some new cards printed. I did not specify that I wanted them in 110 card stock, which I would think they would have known by now since they've done a few workups for me. But these are a little thinner, like Strat-O-Matic thin. But again, prototype, alpha stage of the game, so obviously the final cards will be much better and thicker than this. Just had to get that off my chest. So one of the fights that was requested in the introduction video was a fight between the first black heavyweight champion of the world, the Galveston Giant Jack Johnson, and Iron Mike Tyson. And that does make for a very intriguing matchup. So we will be playing a 10-round fight between these two. And both fighters are top rated. You can see in their control or ring general columns, both have 4 numbers with 2 stars, 1 with 1 star, 1 with no stars. Tyson likes to fight on the inside a bit more, so his control rolls will be more on the inside, 4 to 2, while Johnson obviously is an outside, more of a cautious, safety first type fighter. Boxer puncher, if you will, so more of his will come on the outside. So with that, we shall ring the bell and start this fight, a 10-round battle between Mike Tyson and Jack Johnson. And Johnson has the edge in stamina here. He enters with 100. Tyson is 85. So we'll see if that comes into play. So first roll is a 6 for the red and 2 for the blue corner, and that's inside both fighters. Johnson has the edge on that, 2 stars to 1. So Johnson rolling on the inside, and 11 is no damage on the red dice. 31 on the inside is going to be a 2-point hook. And Iron Mike, he can block on a roll of 2 to 5 or add punches on a roll of 1, which he does. So not off to a great start there for Iron Mike, as that's a 4-punch salvo for Jack Johnson. Next segment is a 6 and a 1. Inside, both fighters a 2-star, so they'll be trading punches. Jack Johnson is winning the round, so he will go first. No defensive checks this time. Would have been a potential knockdown, but a 79 is going to be a miss. And Iron Mike now gets his shot to roll. And 0-9, no damage on the 16, 1 die 20, sorry. 0-9 for Iron Mike's going to be a cross for 4 points. So they draw even, 1 minute gone in the first round. And 4 and a 5, that's outside for Johnson, outside for Tyson, and 2*0. Johnson has control over that. Tyson will be on the defense. And again, a potential knockdown, but Johnson misses the punch. Tyson with a chance to counter. And 1-7 counter shot for Tyson. He does counter with a 2-point cross. So Iron Mike goes to 6 punches landed as we head into segment 4 of the openings round. Again, each round has 9 segments of 20 seconds each. And 3-1 outside and inside. It's tied at 2, so both fighters will be on the offensive. Tyson now, I'm sorry, is winning the round. So he will go first. And Iron Mike, a 21 on the inside, and that will be a 2-point cross. Johnson fires back, and 88. 88 on the outside is going to be a miss. So Tyson, 8 punches to 4 landed. As we move into the 5th segment, and they jockey for control, 3-3 outside and outside. Both fighters tied with 2, so they will trade punches again. Tyson first. And 71 on the outside is going to be a miss for Iron Mike. Johnson fires back. And Johnson with a possible knockdown, and he connects with a 3-point jab there. And 2 is a potential knockdown, so Tyson with a chin rating of 4, and he is neither hurt or knocked down. So Johnson there with a 3-point jab. And 5 and a 6, outside for Johnson, inside for Tyson. Iron Mike has control this time. Johnson will be on the defense. And potential cut, 34 is going to be a 3-point hook for Iron Mike. So we will add that up, and Johnson will get his defensive roll. Then we will roll for the cut check. And Johnson at 10 does not affect the punches landed, and he will now roll for the cut. And Johnson does not cut very easily. He'd roll of 3. He's going to cut now, however. So roll of 3. And going to Johnson's fighter-specific cut swelling chart is going to be a cut on his left cheek. So we will add that to Johnson's injuries for the first round as we head into the final minute of this opening stanza. And going for control, 5 and a 6, outside Johnson, inside Tyson. Tyson with control, Johnson on the defense. And 35 and a 19, and another possible cut, and that's a 2-point hook for Iron Mike. Johnson's defensive roll. And 7 on the defense, and that's going to be a block of 2. So in that scenario, he basically negated Tyson's punches landed, so we will not check for the cut there. And that is a rule that did not come up in the introduction and brief demo that I did. And 6 and a 2 as we head into the final 40 seconds. That's inside for Johnson, inside for Tyson. Johnson has control, however. Tyson will be on the defense, and 53 on the inside. And Johnson just misses that. That would have been a potential knockdown. Tyson can counter, and a roll of 1-7 will counter and give Tyson a chance for a knockdown. And Tyson misses, so no harm, no foul by either fighter there. Last 20 seconds of the first round, and 2 and a 3. Inside for Johnson, outside for Tyson. Iron Mike in control. Johnson on the defense to finish the round. And double zeros with a 7, and that's going to be a potential knockdown and a 4-point jab for Iron Mike. Puts him to 15. Johnson on the defense, and that will be an 8. So Johnson does not block that, takes the full effect, and rolling for the knockdown. Johnson has a chin of 5, and he survives and is not hurt, and that is the end of the round. So a spirited first round as Tyson lands 15 punches and Johnson lands 7. Johnson also sustained a cut on his left cheek. So stamina reduction, Johnson goes to 85 for round 2, and Tyson goes to 78. And the difference, the point differential here, fifth was an 8-point differential, so we will roll 1 to 15. The round will go to Tyson, and 16 to 20 to Johnson. So Tyson, Tyson, and Tyson. So 10-9 on all 3 judges' cards there. And we are ready for the second round now. Reset the timer, and here we go. Rolling for control or ring generalship, and 5, it's an outside to a 3, outside for Tyson. Tyson has control on this one. Johnson on the defense to start the second round. And 24, 14 on the damage dice is no result. That's a 2-point cross. Johnson's defensive roll is a 20, and that gets through. 2 points for Tyson. Second segment of round 2. And 6 and a 3, that's inside and outside. Both fighters have 2 stars in their respective categories, 6 and 3. So Tyson will go first as he's winning the round, and they'll trade punches, no defense. And Tyson outside 29, and that is going to be a 4-point hook, a solid hook to the jaw there. Johnson fires back from the inside. And again, nothing on the red die in terms of knockdowns or cuts. 15 on the inside is a 2-point cross, so Johnson fires back, and we head to the final minute of the first round, or actually the opening minute, end of the opening minute. Just never mind. 1 and 2. Inside is 2-star, or outside 2-star for Johnson, inside 1 for Tyson. Johnson has control. And 98, and Johnson is going to have a potential foul on that. Tyson will make his defensive roll. He does not block it, so Johnson gets a punch landed. And he has a foul rating of 8. Not the cleanest guy in the world, but not the dirtiest. Referee does not see those shenanigans, so no foul. And back to the top, a 3 and a 1, outside for Johnson with a 2-star, inside for Tyson with a 2-star, and Tyson is winning the round, so he will go first. And 26 on the inside is going to be a 4-point hook. So Tyson drives a nice hook home, and Johnson on the outside now. 0-5 with a 10 on the red, the D20 will be nothing, of course. And 0-5 is going to be a nice 4-point jab for Johnson. So 4 punches landed there. And things are heating up. These guys are trading some good leather here. A 6 and a 2, inside for Johnson and inside for Tyson. 2-1, Johnson takes it. So Tyson will be on the defense, as Johnson willing to wade in and bang with Iron Mike. And 12 on the inside is going to be a 2-point cross, and Tyson's defensive roll yields nothing. 1 and a 4, and that's going to be outside for Johnson, inside for Tyson, and tied. And Tyson is still winning the round, so he will go first as they trade blows here. And 79, that could have been a potential knockdown, but Iron Mike is going to whiff on that. So Johnson's turn as he tries to land in the exchange here from the outside, and 14 and 9. 14 from the outside is a snapping 2-point jab, and we head into the final minute of the second round. 5s across the board, outside and outside. Johnson takes it 1-star to 0. And Johnson, possible cut here as he lands a 3-point jab from the outside. So first Tyson's defensive roll, and is nothing there. Johnson for the cut, or Tyson's cut, sorry. That's inside Tyson's cut rating, so he is cut. And 13, Tyson cut over the right eye as Johnson scores a couple of points. So both fighters bleeding now. Johnson on his left cheek, Tyson above his right eye, and sixes, that's inside for both of them. And they're going to exchange punches on this one. Tyson still, I'm sorry, Johnson now with the lead in punches landed, so he will go first. And 17 from the inside is going to be a wicked 4-point hook. So Johnson drives the hook home. And Tyson looking to answer here, and 0-4 on the inside will be a 2-point jab. So Iron Mike fires back, final 20 seconds of the second round. And 4 and a 6, outside, inside, and tied with 2 stars again. Johnson will go first. As they exchange blows here, and 99. So we go to the event chart, and that nullifies everything else. So the event chart, I will roll first and bring it over. So 1 die 2012. Fighters taunt each other, no other actions this turn. So I'll show you that. Let me just write down the point totals here. Johnson with a whopping 17 punches landed to 12. That was a good action round there. And you can see on the action chart here, it was event chart 1. 12 to 13, fighters taunt each other, no other actions this turn. So Johnson was known for being quite the talker between the ropes, often engaged in playful banter with his opponents and the audience, all the while kicking butt. So Johnson, 17 punches landed, deduct from 78 stamina remaining from Tyson, puts him down to 61 entering round 3. And Johnson goes down to 73 stamina. And again, a 17 to 12, so a 5-point differential there. So Johnson, 1 to 15, will win the round. Johnson, Johnson, and Johnson. So all 3 judges give round 2 to Jack Johnson. And this one's shaping up to be a very solid fight as we are all even heading into round 3. Here we go. Deuces, that's inside for both of them. Tyson takes it 1 star to 0, so he will go first. Johnson on the defense. And 47 on the inside, Iron Mike, the 3-point uppercut. Johnson rolling to block it, does not. Segment number 2. And 5 and a 3, that's outside for Johnson, outside for Tyson. Tyson out-dueling the boxing master on the outside this round. So Johnson again will be on the defense, and Tyson roll of 85 is a miss. Johnson looking to counter. He needs a roll of 1 to 8 to counter. He does. A 4, and that's a 2-point cross in retaliation. So both men giving equally here. 4 and a 3, outside for Johnson, outside for Tyson, still tied. Tyson is winning the round, so he will go first. No defensive checks in this round. And 91 is a miss. That would have been a potential injury to Johnson, but it did not occur. And I rolled the wrong frickin' die there. 83 for Johnson, and that's going to be a inside result there, so that will be a clinch. That would have nullified any action that did occur. So we move on in round 3, and that's outside for each. Both of them have a 2 star in the outside 3 number. So again, Tyson going first as he is winning the round, 3 punches to 2 at this point. And 23 from the outside for Iron Mike is a 2-point cross. Johnson stands in and exchanges, and 96. And 96 will be 1 point landed for Johnson, but a potential foul again. And 9 on that is going to be no foul. That's just above his foul rating. So we move on. 3s again, both men outside again. Tyson first in an exchange, toe-to-toe. And 69 for Iron Mike will be a miss. Johnson fires back. 18 is going to land, and that will be a 2-point jab. And again, a potential cut. Tyson, or no defense check on this, so we're just going for the cut. Tyson, 5 or less will be cut. Did not roll that, so we go on. And 20, I should probably slow down at some point and point things out. I'll work on that. Inside for Johnson, no stars. Out inside for Tyson, 2. So Iron Mike takes control. And again, checking these ratings here. And the star ratings next to them. Johnson will be on the defense, and Tyson going from the inside, a 98. That's going to be a 1 point for Tyson. Johnson will get a defensive roll to block it. He does not. And ironically there, if he blocked the punch, a foul still could have occurred. So Tyson rolling on his foul rating now. He is a 6. He is safe there. We head to the next segment of the round. And 6 and a 3, that's inside and outside. Both fighters with 2 stars. And so Tyson will go first as they exchange blows here due to the fact he's winning the round. And 63 on the outside would have been a potential knockdown, but Tyson misses. Johnson works inside to fire back. And 36 is a wicked 4-point uppercut, and that's going to be a potential knockdown. As Johnson's power rating is a 4, it matches the 1-die-20 exactly. Tyson's chin for a knockdown is a 4, and he survives and is not hurt because that's over an 8. So we head to the final 20 seconds of round number 3. And 54, that's outside and inside. Tyson takes the advantage there. So Johnson will close the round on the defense, and 0-3. And again on the inside for Iron Mike, that is going to be a 3-point jab. And Johnson will roll defensively. He does not stop that. So that's the round, and it ends 9-9 in punches landed. So this fight's kind of living up to expectations. We've had some heavy punching, both men trading nicely. And again, in 0-point differential, so it's going to basically even money here. 1-5 is red, 6-10 is blue, so that's even round. Johnson, and even round. So 10s all across for Johnson, and 10, 9, 10 for Tyson. And we head to the 4th round right now. So Johnson, 5 and a 5. Johnson on the outside, both men on the outside. Johnson takes the advantage, 1-0. And a 96, and that is going to be a potential foul. And 5 will be inside of Johnson's foul rating, so he gets the punch landed. Let's see what he is up to here. And again, fighter's foul specific chart. He has a headbutt, and that is going to be his first, so he gets a warning for that. In the 4th round here. And I did not deduct stamina. Give me 1 sec here to catch that up. So entering the 4th, Tyson at 52 stamina and Johnson at 64. As we head to the 2nd segment of the round there after that foul, and Johnson warned again for the headbutt. And 6 and a 4 is inside, and tied. Johnson winning the round. He will go first. So 73 on the inside is going to be a wild miss. Tyson fires back, and 67, he is going to miss as well, so no action there. And 3 and a 4, outside and inside, and again even, and tied. Johnson will go first. Firing from the outside, 0-3, and that's going to be a wicked 4-point jab. Snaps Tyson's head back. Tyson ducks inside of that and fires back himself, and 0-3. He gets a 3-point jab of his own, and that is a potential knockdown. Roll of 3 here. So we will go straight to Johnson's chin rating. And Johnson with a chin of 5. And Johnson goes down. He is on the deck. KO roll here. He has a 5 KO rating, and he gets back up. But Tyson puts the Galveston Giant on the deck here in the 4th round, and that means that in this next segment, Johnson will be hurt, and Tyson has a free shot. So no defensive roll, no nothing. Tyson just gets to fire. And he will be working from the inside. 4 on that roll. And 50 from the inside, and that's where Tyson needed to be. He gets in a 3-point uppercut. No other damage done. Move on to the next segment, and Johnson has regained his senses now. Back to unhurt status, and 1 and a 3, outside, outside, both fighters a 2. Tyson is winning the round now, so he goes first, and 44 on the outside. And Tyson just missed. That could have been another potential knockdown. Johnson fires back, 67, and he misses as well. So we move on. 1 and a 6, that's outside, inside. Again, both fighters tied with 2 stars. This happens a lot when fighters are evenly matched. And 46, Tyson goes first, working from the inside, and he's going to get home a nice 4-point uppercut. The sweat flies off Johnson's head. Johnson comes back, working from the outside, and we have another event. So hold the phone. And 2, clash of heads. Check both fighters' cut rating. If cut, gash above eye occurs. So, red die will be for Johnson, black for Tyson, and rolling against the cut rating. Johnson's a 3, Tyson's a 5, and both of them successfully pass that, and we move into the final minute of round 4. So no damage from that clash of heads there. 4 and a 6, outside, inside, and Tyson will go first because actually the round is, yeah, he's still winning the round, not bad. And 90, and Tyson, again fighting from the inside, and that will be a clinch, and as indicated, that nullifies all other action when a clinch occurs. So 6 and a 2, Johnson inside and Tyson inside. Johnson 2-1 has the edge there in stars, so Tyson will be on the defense this check. And a 59 from the inside, and Johnson misses, and Tyson with a chance to counter. 7 is inside his power range, so if he successfully lands a counter, he can swing for a possible knockdown. He does not. And final 20 seconds of the round, he needed a 1 to 7 on the 1 die 20 to get the counter shot home. 1 and a 2, outside, inside. Johnson has control for the final segment of the round. What am I doing? 59 from the outside, and Johnson will just miss that. And another counter opportunity for Iron Mike. And he misses that. That's the round. So 10 to 5, punches landed that one for Tyson. And Tyson scored a knockdown. So remember, 5 to 8 difference. We do not bother with the check of the judges' cards. Or for the judges' scoring, it's going to be a 10-8 automatic knockdown or automatic round to Tyson due to the knockdown. So we head into the 5th now, and Tyson's stamina is at 47. Johnson's is 54. So both fighters on pace, if this goes a distance, to be reasonably fresh at the end as we enter round 6. Or I'm sorry, round 5. And here we go. Segment 1, 2 and a 2. That's inside, inside. Tyson takes that. 1 star to no stars. And 17 and a 9. Tyson just misses the potential knockdown there. And 17 is going to be a 2-point cross, and Johnson does not block it or block any part of it. So 2 punches land for Iron Mike. And 44, that's outside, inside, and again tied. Tyson goes first because he's winning the round. and 88, and that is going to be a clinch, and that nullifies all other action. 4 and a 6, outside, inside again. Again, Tyson goes first. And 52 and a 19, and on the inside, Tyson's able to score with a 3-point uppercut there, and that is a potential for more damage to Johnson. And because this is an exchange, there's no defense, so Johnson will roll for the potential cut damage. Nothing happens there. Johnson fires back now as they go toe-to-toe. And 42, and Johnson again on the outside there. 42 is going to be a 3-point hook. So 3 punches landed there for the Galveston Giants. 6 and a 5, inside, outside. Johnson has control. Tyson will be on the defense here. And 55 on the outside, and Johnson just misses, gives Tyson an opportunity to counter. 1 to 7 will score a counter. He does, and that's a 2-point hook. So Tyson makes Johnson miss, makes him pay. 6 and a 5, inside is 2 stars, outside is 0. Johnson once again in control and looking to work inside and score. And 6, that is not inside Johnson's power range. 27 on the inside is going to be a 3-point hook. And Tyson's defensive roll is a 1, and he's going to make that a 5-point hook because he has a lapse in defense there. So Johnson now surges ahead in the round. And 4 and a 3, that's outside and outside, both tied. And because Johnson just took control of the round in terms of scoring, he will go first. And 72 on that is going to be a miss. Tyson now firing back, also from the outside. And 68 will be a miss as well. No damage by either man. 1's there. And that's outside and inside, and again tied, and Johnson in control of the round goes first. Most punches landed. And 76 is going to be a miss, and Tyson looks to come back and land, and 45 from the inside. That's going to be a nice 4-point uppercut, and again the sweat flies off of Johnson's brow. Tyson takes the lead here in the round. And 1 and a 4, outside and inside, and Tyson now will go first. And Tyson 83 on the inside, and that is going to be a clinch. Yep. So that nullifies that. We head to the final 20 seconds of the 5th, and 5 and a 3. Outside and outside, Tyson with the advantage, so he will finish the round in control. Fighting from the outside is not what he does best, however, as he misses. And Johnson with a chance to counter. He does not. That's the round. So 11 to 8 there. In terms of punches landed, and Tyson's stamina now goes down to 39, and Johnson's to 43. And a 3-point differential in scoring, so we will go and see how the judges score this. So 1 to 11, Tyson. Tyson there. Tyson. And 11 is Tyson. So 10-9 on all 3 scorecards for Tyson in the 5th. And we are now ready for the 6th round. And Tyson has assumed control of this fight thanks in large part to that 4th round knockdown of Johnson. And 6 and a 5 is inside outside. Johnson in control to start the 6th round. And Johnson 36. And that's going to be a wicked 4-point uppercut, and that snaps Tyson's head back, possible knockdown here. So Tyson will first roll his defensive check, and not a thing happens on that. So Johnson 4 points, and now checking for the knockdown. Tyson's chin is a 4, and he survives, but he is hurt. 6 falls between 4 and 8, so that means he is stunned, meaning that in this segment Johnson gets free range and Tyson cannot retaliate in any way, shape, or form. And Johnson will be fighting from the inside here. And 71 on the inside is going to be a miss. So Tyson has his wits back about him here. 5 and a 6 outside Johnson, inside Tyson. Tyson 2-1 gets control on that. And double zeros for Tyson on the inside is going to be a 4-point jab. And Johnson, let's see if he can block any of that. He cannot. So we move on now. And 4s, that'll be outside and inside, and we are tied up. So Johnson from the red corner will roll first here, since both fighters have 4 points. And 75 is going to be a miss. Tyson firing back from the inside, and 99, and Tyson. We go to the event chart for Tyson now, and this, I should have been actually using this roll initially. On the event chart, fighter lands a body blow, breaks opponent's rib, -5 stamina. So a punch for Tyson. And the Galveston Giant, I haven't had the event chart come up more than twice in any other fight during testing. So 3 times already in this one. So Johnson has a broken rib thanks to a wicked body shot, and his stamina immediately drops to 38. And we go on. Two and a 5 inside for Johnson, outside for Tyson, and neither of them are very good in those respective categories, but Tyson will go first thanks to that body blow he landed there. So outside for Tyson is 46, and that will be a miss. Johnson's going to fire back from the inside, and that'll be a 37 with a 1, so that's going to be a potential knockdown. A 4-point uppercut for Johnson. And Tyson, chin of 4, trying to make the save, and does not go down, but he is stunned again. So in the next segment, Johnson has free reign. He has rocked Tyson twice in this round. 5 will be on the outside, Johnson's forte in terms of boxing. 58, though, he can't take advantage of it and misses. So Tyson shook up, Johnson cannot capitalize, and we move on. And remember, if he had landed a 4-point shot while Tyson was hurt, we would have went to the TKO check, the will check for Tyson. Outside and outside, and both fighters have 2 stars. Johnson will go first since he's now winning the round. And 0-9 from the outside, and that is a 3-point jab for the Galveston Giant. Tyson will fire back, and 72 would have been a potential injury, but that is a miss. And one thing I've been toying with during testing here, just to give you a little inside behind the scenes information, is the cut rating. Sometimes I don't roll 19 or 20 more than once or twice in a game. I've rolled it a few times in this one, so keeping an eye on that to make sure that cuts and swelling and whatnot is balanced, but so far seems to be doing well there. Outside and inside, both fighters with a 2 rating, and again, Johnson winning the round here. He will go first. And 66 is going to be a miss. Tyson gets to fire back where he likes to fight, head on the chest, and 44 is going to be a 4-point uppercut. So Iron Mike rocks Johnson back as we head into the final 20 of the 6th round. 6 and 1, outside, inside, and 11-9. Johnson's still winning, so he will go first on the toe-to-toe exchange. And Johnson on the inside, a roll of 25, and that's going to be a 3-point hook. Tyson also fighting from the inside, and 84, and that's actually going to be a clinch, so that is going to nullify Johnson's 3-point hook, and that ends the 6th round. So Johnson lands 11 punches that round to Tyson 9. And Tyson's stamina now, it's 28. Johnson's is 29, thanks to the broken rib. And we will see how the referee scored this round. And again, Johnson there 11-9, a 2-point differential. So 1-11, Johnson will win. So that's Johnson, Johnson, and 15, Tyson. So the judges do not agree across the board there. 2 of them give the round to Johnson and 1 to Tyson, and we are heading to the 7th round, folks. And starting it off, first segment, 6 and a 5, inside and outside. Johnson's going to take this, Tyson on the defense. And 92 on the outside for Johnson, and that's going to be a clinch. That ends the segment. Next segment is outside for Johnson, inside for Tyson. Johnson wins it 2-1. Tyson again on the defense. And 86 on the outside, and Johnson is going to miss this time. And Tyson gets to counter, and with a 6, that's within his power range. So if he lands his counter, he'll be looking at a knockdown. He does. Tyson fires back with a 2-point hook, and Johnson could hit the deck here. Chin rating of a 5, and he does not, and he is not hurt because that's outside of 9. So we move on. Nice shot there. Johnson just shakes that baby off. 5s across the board, both from the outside. Johnson takes it 1-0, so he will be in control, and Tyson on the defense. And 28 on the outside is going to be a 3-point cross, and a roll of 4 is a potential knockdown. So we will first roll Tyson's defensive check, and he blocks 1 of them, making it a 2-point cross. And now for the knockdown, Tyson's chin is a 4-14, is not hurt, not knocked down. So we move on. 45 and outside for both fighters, and Johnson's going to take that. 2-0 for Tyson on the roll of 5 there. And 46 from the outside, and Johnson, a nice 2-point hook, gets home. Tyson will look to block, and again, a defensive lapse. Tyson adds 2 punches to that. So the tide's starting to swing a little bit in Jack Johnson's favor right now, and both fighters in their strength, outside and inside, both 2 stars. And so they're going to go toe-to-toe, little toe-to-toe action, and Johnson controlling. He goes first. And 75, that could have been a potential knockdown, but he misses. Tyson fires back from the inside. And 57 for Iron Mike, and he just gets the 2-point uppercut home. And that also is a potential injury to Johnson, so we'll roll the against the cut rating, which is a 3. Nothing happens there. So next segment, inside for Johnson, inside for Tyson, and both fighters are tied, 2 stars each in those categories. And Johnson winning the round 6-4, so he will go first. And 65 will be a miss. And Tyson from the inside, 32 and a 4. That's going to be a possible knockdown, a 3-point hook. So now Johnson, his chin is a 5. And 7, he does not go down, but he's hurt. 7 in between 5 and 9, the number in parentheses. So in the next segment, Tyson gets to go unopposed, and 3, he'll go from the outside. Probably wanted to get inside and work from there, as 91 is a miss. 24, inside for Johnson, inside for Tyson. Tyson has the advantage, 2 stars to 0. So Johnson will be on the defense, and Tyson misses. Johnson with a chance to counter. And 1 to 8 on the 2-die 20 does not counter. Final 20 seconds of the round. 4 and a 1 outside and inside. So Tyson now is winning this round 7 to 6. So he will get to go first as they exchange toe-to-toe again to wrap this round up. Tyson on the inside, and that is a 12. That will be a 3-point cross. And Johnson fighting from the outside. Both fighters in their favorite spots. No damage there. 0-5 is going to be a nice 4-point jab, a stiff jab. And that ends the round. Both fighters land 10 punches. So, Tyson's stamina now drops to 18, Johnson's to 19, and it looks like they might make it through this fight. Both came in well conditioned, so they're going to make it through in good shape. And an even round, so 1 to 5 will be the red corner, 6 to 10 the blue in the scoring. So 10-9 Tyson, 6, and even. So Tyson on 2 of the judges' scorecards, and the other one makes it an even round. And we are heading to the 8th. So this one might go the distance. We've had only 1 knockdown. Tyson scored it back in the 4th when he sent Johnson crashing to the canvas. 3 and 1 outside and inside, so they are tied. So red corner, since this is the beginning of the round, will go first. And 45 from the outside there. And Johnson's going to score a 3-point hook. Tyson's turn, working from the inside, and 98. And that is actually going to be a potential foul, so he lands 1 punch. And foul rating on 14 is outside of Tyson's range, so he does not foul him. Segment number 2 of the 8th. 2 and a 3, and Tyson. Johnson's inside is nothing there, and Tyson has 2 stars, so Johnson will be on the defensive. As Tyson outworking him from the outside, which has been pretty rare in this fight, lands a 2-point hook, and that is also a potential knockdown. That was a 36. So Johnson, now a 2-point hook, if Johnson blocks, and he can block 2 punches with a 5 to 7, that would nullify the knockdown attempt. Does not happen though. So Tyson with a 2-point hook, and Johnson has to roll for his chin check now. And Johnson down again. And KO check, and Johnson back up. But he is going to be stunned this round, so for the second time, Johnson has hit the canvas in this fight. And Tyson gets a free rein in this segment. And he will take that from the inside. Johnson is hurt, and the reason why there. And Tyson, they just clinch. So Johnson hanging on to clear his head. And looks like he is clear-headed again, surviving that knockdown. And in fact, he takes this 2 stars to 1. Johnson fighting from the outside. Tyson on defense. And 91 is going to be a miss. And Tyson with a chance to counter and a chance to drop him again. Tyson needs a 1 to 7 to counter. Just misses that. A whistling hook just misses Johnson's chin on that counter attempt. That could have sent him back to the canvas. Outside and inside, 3 to 6, and we are tied, so red corner will go first as they go toe-to-toe again. And 55 from the outside for Johnson, just going to be a miss there. And Tyson, 57 or less, he will score, and 54, that's going to be a 2-point uppercut. Moving on. 32, and outside and inside, 2 stars to 1 for Johnson. He has control here. and 43 and a possible knockdown. So 3-point hook. Tyson will make his defensive roll first, and 2, he blocks one of them, but still has to make the chin check, and he survives that and is not hurt either. So Johnson has gotten some good blows, but has been unable to shake Iron Mike thus far. Outside for Johnson and outside for Tyson, and tied. Both 2 stars in those categories. And again, equal number of punches landed thus far in this round, so Johnson goes first. And 0 to 9 on the outside is going to be a 3-point jab for the Galveston Giant. Iron Mike fires back, and 7 could be a possible knockdown if he lands, but that is not going to land. As Tyson going outside, that will be a miss. So Johnson now a slight lead in this round, 3 and a 6. That's outside and inside, tied again. They'll exchange blows. And 38 for Johnson going first, and that's a 4-point hook. And snaps Tyson's head around. Tyson angrily fires back from the end, works inside. And 45 will be a 2-point uppercut. So tags Johnson a little bit there as we head into the final 20 seconds of round number 8, folks. 1 and 5, outside and outside, and Tyson no stars, Johnson 2. Johnson in control, Tyson on the defense. And 34, Johnson. 2-point cross, Tyson trying to play some defense here. And 9 does not block anything. And that's a round. 14 to 7 for Johnson in that one. Now, here's the interesting piece. 7-point differential, but Tyson scored the knockdown, so it's going to help in terms of stamina, but it's going to be a 10-8 round to Iron Mike, just due to that knockdown, even though he only scored 7 punches. One of them was a huge one. So 14, as we enter the 9th, Tyson will have 4 stamina left. And Johnson will have 12. So Tyson for sure should be out of stamina as we head into the final round. We'll see if that plays a factor, if we get there even. So round 9 of this one has been a pretty good contest thus far. Tyson's power has been the difference. And Tyson's going to take that from the outside. Johnson will be on the defense. And 70 is a miss. And Johnson with a chance to counter. And does not. Segment 2. And outside for Johnson, inside for Tyson, both 1 star. Johnson will go first since he's in the red corner, and we have not had any points scored yet. 43 from the outside for Johnson, and that is going to be a 3-point hook and a possible knockdown. So we will do the chin check first for Tyson. And Tyson hits the deck. And Tyson is out. So Jack Johnson, out of nowhere, a 9th round knockout. And that is going to come 2 segments in. So you'll roll a 6-sider and a 20-sider. Odd and even. And it's in segment 2 is odd. So 26 seconds into the round, Jack Johnson shocks Mike Tyson. A wicked hook puts him on the seat of his pants and ends the fight. So Johnson, winner by KO in 26 seconds of round 9, and that was a heck of a fight, folks. So let's just take a look at this summary here on the scorecard. And you see Tyson had a comfortable lead. In fact, Johnson, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Johnson was down 5 points, 4 or 5 points, or 6 points on every card. So he needed exactly what he got, and that's a stoppage. So that is boxing, folks. 26 seconds into round 9, Johnson catches Tyson with a beautiful hook, puts him down. Tyson can't beat the count, despite the fact that he had been relatively unscathed. He did suffer a cut over his right eye in the second. Johnson, he suffered a broken rib, which affected his stamina in the 6th round. And in the first had a cut on his left cheek. He also received a warning for a headbutt. But exciting fight, and what you should probably expect from two greats of the sport. So, hey, thanks for watching, and that was a full fight of Glory Days boxing and how things kind of evolve and unfold there in a fight. So hope you enjoyed that. And again, any comments, thoughts, suggestions on the game, things that you think might be helpful in terms of adding, improving, questions, please feel free to leave comments. Thumbs up the video if you like it, and thanks for watching. Till the next time, keep rolling for the fences. Have a good night, everyone.